oh boy, people, do we have boxing news to talk about? Oh my god, I've just seen this all over Twitter. And this should be the news that everyone should be talking about. Proper boxing instead of Joshua Jake Paul, which we did do a video on it earlier. But we have two big separate bits of news for you today. One regarding about Oleksandr Usyk and one regarding about Fabio Wardley. So let's first of all break into what the Ring Magazine have tweeted out on Twitter. Breaking, the WBO has announced that Oleksandr Usyk has vacated the WBO Heavyweight World Championship. And guess what now? It's official. Coming from Frank Warren, Britain has a new heavyweight world champion and a star of the sport. One of the most incredible stories I've seen in my 45 years as a promoter, and I could not be more proud of Fabio Wardley. Some huge fights ahead of 2026 as he defends his WBO belt and creates a true legacy in the sport. Congratulations and the new WBO World Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley. Okay, let's quickly talk about this before we talk about Usyk. What a story. What a story this is. This is proper like Rocky-esque. This is a boy that's had no amateur experience. How old is Fabio Wardley? 29, 30, I reckon. Let me Google this. Fabio Wardley's 30, yeah. He turns, funny enough, 31 actually in December. This is a boy with no amateur experience. The white-collar Wardley, that's what people used to call him. For years and years, the white-collar Wardley. British level at best, people said about Fabio Wardley. And my God, has he proved them wrong. Fair play to him. Obviously, beat Joseph Parker a couple of weeks ago. I mean, very, story about that. Obviously, we're waiting for more news on that. But you look at Wardley's run over the past couple of years. Beat Joseph Parker at the O2 Arena, which everyone said he had no chance. Beat Justin Tooney, absolutely getting slapped on the scorecards and knocks him out in the last round. Just unbelievable story. And then obviously the wars and the battles between Fraser Clarks, they were unbelievable at the O2, and obviously one of them was in Saudi. Obviously fought David Adelaide as well. You know, he's fought some notable fighters in his time of being a heavyweight. And you know what? You have to actually commend him because he's only had 21 fights. 21 fights, and he is now WBO World Heavyweight Champion. From knowing I've met Fabio Wardley, top guy. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but he's going to want to, fight someone notable for that belt. Whether that is Oleksandr Usyk, I don't know. Maybe Usyk needs a bit more time because obviously I know he did say he was going to fight, the winner of Parker Wardley. Why would he vacate if he's going to, not going to fight him? I don't know. Obviously, we'll have to wait for more news on Usyk. Obviously, yeah, he has, vacated, and obviously now Fabio Wardley, yeah, he has obviously, the WBO also tweeted out the WBO on his historic career and calls for a respectful pause, not a farewell. See, the thing is, this is the one thing I hate about boxing, and I fully credit Fabio, yeah, but I hate the government bodies when it comes to mandatories, when it comes to given time. Why couldn't we give Usyk a couple more months? Like, why not? But it is what it is. But yeah, Fabio Wardley is now the WBO World Heavyweight Champion. I'm trying to think who he's going to fight next. If it's not Usyk, let's say Usyk is not going to be ready for like early 2026, then maybe he's got 2 more fights left. He fights maybe in the summer and then one at the back end of next year. Because we know he said, obviously, in his fight against Daniel Dubois when he beat him, he's going to take a lot of time out of boxing because, what this man has done, he deserved a bit of break from boxing and spend some time with his family and his wife. But I'm trying to think who Fabio Wardley now fights. That's who I'm trying to think. Who does Fabio Wardley now fight for the WBO to defend his title? I'm thinking of fighters off the top of my head. Like, could he fight maybe a Daniel Dubois? a Frank Sanchez. You know, I mean, it's definitely very interesting. It's definitely very interesting to see now. Who what happens now? What happens now? Um, what actually happens now? What happens to let's say one sec. I actually want to see who the ranks, who's where on the rankings. Let's actually have a look. Like, who are the top ranked for the WBO? So obviously you got Usyk, Wardley, Itoma's up there, Hergovich, Zhang, Okoli, Dubois, Joel Anderson, Joshua seventh, along with Derek Chisora. I'm intrigued to see who Fabio Wardley now goes for. That'll be interesting if Moses Itoma now beats Jermaine Franklin on the 24th of January. Do you throw Itoma in there? Because I think Itoma can beat Wardley. Hergovich, Zhang, Lawrence Okoli, Dubois. I think there's definitely a couple of fights in there. I've got a feeling it's going to be Daniel Dubois. There's been a lot of talk about Daniel Dubois and Sanchez, but nothing's really been made there. So I do think Daniel Dubois could be the next one for him. I'll obviously have a chance to win the WBO back. Obviously, he was he was the IBF world champion. So yeah, I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued. What does this mean for Usyk? How long does he have out left now? How long does he have until he next fights? It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But make sure you smash a like, subscribe to stay up to date with the latest boxing news, watch-alongs, and fight reaction clips. And thank you all so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.